Hello everyone and welcome back to the Paulding Pulse. This is your go-to source of everything taking place in Paulding County. I'm John Grant, your host, and thank you for joining us for the February episode of the Paulding Pulse. February is a short month, but hey, it is jam-packed with a lot of updates, things going on. Cannot let this go. Got to remind everybody, don't let Valentine's slip you by. Be sure to make those plans for your sweetheart now. So we're going to just dive right into it and start talking about the updates. We got a great interview with an individual over at the Sheriff's Office. Don't want to blow that yet. I know you're going to find that very informative, very entertaining. It's really going to boost your pride in Paulding County. But we're going to get started with some updates for you. The restrooms at Mount Tabor Park, they are moving right along. I tell you what, our team is really making progress on those, and they're going to be finished up here very, very soon. That's just going to add to the amenities of the park, make it so much more enjoyable for the families when they come out. So we're real excited about that, and I know everybody else will be also. Also, we want to share with you that on the far other end of the county, back out in the Union community, at the Union Ballpark, they are getting a new concession stands that are moving right along very, very well. These old concession stands, they've been there since I played baseball when I was a kid, and that's been a long time ago. So these concession stands, they're moving right along. I know everybody's going to love that, and it's just some exciting stuff that is going on at the Union Ballpark. Also, we had told you before, I believe it was late last year, the fire station out on Old Carsville Road. This is fire station number 13. As you can see here, hey, progress is being made. They got the doors up. It's actually looking like they're getting ready to move in. So that's going to be coming very soon. They are very excited about that. I know the residents are going to be very excited about the benefits of having that new fire station right there in their neighborhood. So stay tuned to see what happens there, and as we get closer to the opening date of fire station number 13. Now, I told you, we got a great interview with a young man, Keith Thomas. He is with the jail division. He is the assistant jail administrator for the Paulding County Sheriff's Office. And he accomplished something that, folks, I tell you what, if it don't boost your pride in, I had an old guy tell me one time that if this doesn't get you fire burning, your wood must be wet. So, the pride that you're going to feel in Paulding County when you hear this interview with Keith Thomas. He is the only individual ever in the state of Georgia to have these 3 certifications. So let's cut away, spend a little time with Keith, and let him share all of this with you. Folks, thank you for joining us today, and we're here with Keith Thomas. He is the assistant jail administrator, correct, Keith?
Yes, sir.
And he's taking some time out of his busy day today to spend with us and talk about some accomplishments, and I don't want to steal his thunder, so I'm going to let him share more about that. But you're going to be as impressed as I am, I'm certain, when we get done here. Keith, how you doing?
I'm doing good, John. How about you?
I'm doing good. Good. Thank you for taking time out today.
Yeah, thank you for coming over.
Oh, hey, it's an honor. It really is.
Yes, sir.
First, let's just get to know you. I
Sure.
want everybody to know you. How long you been with the Sheriff's Office?
So January 10th, I'm my 21st year at the Sheriff's Office.
21 years.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But you're not from Paulding County.
Now, I'm originally from Blairsville, Georgia. That's my hometown.
All right, Union County.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so what brought you to Paulding?
So, graduated high school in 2001. Trying to see where I was going to go in life. Being in law enforcement is something I've always wanted to do. It's been a passion of mine forever. So I had some opportunities to move down to Kennesaw, Georgia, with some family. I moved down here and started putting my applications in everywhere, trying to see who's going to maybe pick me up first. And Paulding County was the first call, and I jumped on it. And again, 21 years has flew by.
Yeah, it gets away from us. So you hired on under Bruce Harris's administration, correct?
Yes, sir, I did.
Okay, and so now you're on your third sheriff.
Third sheriff, yeah. Worked for Sheriff Gullis and now Sheriff Henson.
Well, congratulations on
yes, sir.
that. But that's not why we're here. We're here today, and I brought the actual press release. I don't want to discount any bit of this.
Yes,
and
sir.
Here's what impressed me. The first word on this press release. It says trailblazer. Do you think as yourself as a trailblazer?
Well, those are nice words, but I mean, I would say trailblazer, but my passion is the jail. My passion is corrections. I live and breathe it. It's something I love. It's near and dear to my heart, as well as a lot of other men and women in this profession that with the sheriff's office. It takes a special kind to work in corrections. And again, that's just been a passion. It's something near and dear to my heart, So, pushing anything in the corrections field is where I want to be.
Well, I mean, y'all definitely got an amazing team here. I mean,
Yes,
there's
sir.
no doubt about that. But as a trailblazer in corrections, I'm just going to, this came from the National Institute for Jail Operations.
Yes, sir.
I guess that's the NIJO.
It is, yes, sir.
And you recently received 3 certifications. You received the National Professional Certification, or through them, the National Certified Corrections Executive,
Yes, sir.
the National Certified Corrections Supervisor, and the National Certified Corrections Officer.
Yes, sir.
Now, what makes this so special is you are the only individual ever in the state of Georgia to have these 3 certifications.
Yes, sir.
Tell me about that.
So it was 261 hours of training. A lot of training. Some was online, some was in person, where we had to travel to get this training. I traveled all the way to Utah recently and completed what was called an elite academy, which is for jail administrators all over the United States. Also, some of that training was done in Mobile, Alabama, and then a lot was online. What really stands NIJO apart is that they require 100% pass rate. So when you take a test, it's 100, or you don't pass that section of the course, and you got to start over. So it's a lot of training, 261 hours of that training.
So there's nothing less than perfection is what's accepted.
Yes, sir. You're
Wow.
correct. Yes, sir.
That's even more impressive.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, I told y'all were going to be as impressed as I am. What inspired you to pursue this? I mean, what was the driving force behind it?
So in corrections, and just to be honest with you, the training is limited. There's not a lot of corrections training out there. I recently, last year, become part of the Georgia Sheriff's Association Region 1 Director. I was appointed at that position. I attend that training every year as well. It's 16 to 20 hours worth of training. Again, I recently got appointed to that, but NIJO had reached out to me because I've been attending some of their training, and they asked me to sit on their committee as well, which is the entire Southeast. So I represent the Southeast Committee for NIJO. And working with those individuals, they were telling me about their training that they had, how elite it is, the intense training that you can get, and it's legal-based training, which is something we can bring back here to Paulding. And so that's what really inspired me to pursue those certifications.
So a lot of your experience here at Paulding County inspired you to enroll in this.
You're correct,
Wow.
yes, sir.
That is, that's impressive. Walk me through this process of each one of these. Was they individual? You finish one and then go to the next one, or were they?
Yes, sir. You start out.
How did that work? What's that process look like?
Yeah, so you start out on the correction level. So that's your basic correction officer coming in on day one, that certification. Now, based on my training I had prior, I didn't have to take that one. I had enough training hours not to. But what I wanted to do was start on the ground level. So folks who work for myself or work at this office, they'll see that somebody started on the ground and worked up. So I completed that training, and I went to the supervisory section of it as well, completed all that training, and then I started on the executive section. Again, all that is 261 hours worth of training that's broke up in 3 different modules. So you've got to pass one to move to the next one.
Okay. Now, 261 hours, this wasn't just continuous hours. Over what? This was, I'm thinking several weeks, months. What was the time frame?
It took me almost a year to complete everything.
Did it? Wow. So a year to get in that 261 hours. What impact do you feel these certifications have had and is going to have on you here at the jail?
Well, I think it benefits not only myself, the office as well. Again, the training again is legal-based training, so it's it's day-to-day operations, how to run the jail, how to run it more efficiently, how to deal with the day-to-day problems that arises. As you know, we're dealing with human life here. That's the sheriff's office's biggest responsibility is the jail. It's the biggest responsibility a sheriff can have. And I know Sheriff Henson, Sheriff Gullidge, and Sheriff Harris all realize that, you know. And so being able to have that training and bring it back to the jail, I think it benefits the county itself, you know, not just myself, but everybody.
So when you say the legal aspects of it, give me an example of something that, you know, just something will happen in a day in the life of where you would apply what you learn through these certifications.
Yeah, so it can be as simple as housing inmates properly, their classification. Every inmate who comes in at this office runs through a classification process. So if you have an inmate who is in a different classification than he should be, that could cause a potential liability for the office. So just simple as that.
Wow. So now when you say a classification, what are some of those classifications?
Yeah. So
I'm sure everybody else is asking and wanting to know the same thing. Sure. I am.
So every inmate who comes inside the jail, they run through a booking process.
Okay.
During that booking process, based upon their charges, their criminal history, the bond amount, they are run through a classification. They're asked a series of questions, and then they are placed in a certain housing area of the jail. So you're not going to have somebody in here for child support, house or somebody here who's aggravated assault. So you would separate those two individuals, you know.
Okay. Yeah. So that screening process.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that makes sense. What does it mean to you as an individual, to Keith Thomas, having these? I mean, come on, you're the only individual in the state of Georgia that's got it. What's that mean to you?
It means a lot. Again, I've been with the sheriff's office 21 years. My whole career, I've wanted to be inside the jail. I wanted to start on the ground and work my way up. Currently, I am the assistant jail administrator, but to have this training under my belt, to pursue it and bring this back to the office that I love so much, it means a lot to me. To be the only one in the state of Georgia, I mean, that is some bragging rights per se, but you know, I hope that somebody sees that what I've accomplished, they can do themselves. So maybe I can help encourage and push somebody else to the next level as well.
Well, that's definitely a team leader mentality.
Yes, sir.
Wanting someone else. Now, how long have you held the position of jail administrator assistant? How long have you held that title?
So since we moved into the new jail, so almost 4 years, give or take.
Wow, we've been here 4 years.
Yes, sir.
Wow. Well, I mean, it's an amazing facility. It really is.
Yes, it is.
And you guys do a wonderful job. You mentioned that you want other folks to be able to look at you and say, hey, Keith did it, I can do that.
Sure.
So what would you say to other corrections officers? What would you say to them that maybe they're brand new in the jail? What advice would you give them in following in your footsteps?
Yeah, sure. So I would encourage anybody to sign up for the NIJO training, to go ahead and start now, because you know, somebody is early in their career, it might take them a little bit longer to get that, you know. But with all that being said, is that this training again it's made a huge impact. I mean, you see again, you're running the day-to-day operations. You see what happened on the ground level when you're working your way through it. This training is very impactful for not only myself, but will be there to them, and I would do anything to help them on the way, you know.
Now, I take it this training, it's from, you know, law enforcement all over the country.
Yes, sir.
So you were in this class. Were you the only individual when you were going through it that was from Georgia at the time?
I was, yes, sir.
Wow.
Yeah, we actually done the last section of this training was done in Midway, Utah, and I was up there for a week.
Okay.
I was lucky enough to have somebody sponsor me for that training. That training was about $3,000 just to go to that section of the training, and I had a sponsor who sponsored me and afforded me that opportunity to go. So it meant a lot to me. But there was people from Florida all the way to California and everywhere in between. But I was the only one from Georgia at the time. Yes, sir.
What is do you know what the pass rate is for that? I know you say you got to have 100%, but of the ones going through it at the time.
So when I went to the last section of mine, we all passed that section together. There's about 20 of us in that class.
Across the country, only 20.
Yes, sir.
Wow, that's very impressive.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I asked you about folks getting into that, they're new into law enforcement, or maybe even in the corrections piece of it. But, we always have career days at, our high schools and stuff like that. You've been doing this now for over 2 decades. What would you say to a young man or woman that they're interested in law enforcement in general? What words of advice would you give them?
Well, one, as I told you earlier, this has been a passion of mine since I was young. I've always wanted to be in law enforcement. I always wanted to pursue the office. I would tell those individuals to do the same as I did. Put your applications in, get your foot in the door, start out somewhere, plant yourself, and stay there. Because as you stay there, you're going to be able to move to any. This office has so much to offer. Where a lot of agencies, you're either in the jail, you're at the courthouse, or on patrol. With us, there's so many different divisions. So find out what you like inside the office and pursue that. Find you a mentor inside the office to work with. Go in and get all the training you can get it. This office alone, that's something that they are very passionate about is training. So if you sign up for it, you're going to get it. So I would encourage anybody to find the office they want to be at, plant their feet, sit down, and hang on for the ride.
Well, I know the whole administration here. They're excited about having you. I've got a quote that Sheriff Henson, he had actually said. He said, "We are deeply proud and honored by Captain Thomas's accomplishments." And he went on to say, "Training like this from NIJO," is that the way you say it?
Yes, sir.
"Strengthens our community and enhances the quality of service we provide."
Yes, sir.
So there's no doubt that this is a game changer for Paulding County, for the Paulding County Sheriff's Office. And, man, we're proud of you.
I appreciate it.
We're excited. And, man, we're glad you decided to leave Union County and come to Paulding County.
Yes, sir.
And thank you a lot. And
thank you.
Is there anything you would like to say to our viewers, to the residents of Paulding County, that you just a message from Keith Thomas to them that you'd like to share?
It'd be simple. I appreciate the opportunity, first and foremost, that you came and interviewed me. I appreciate the opportunity that Sheriff Harris gave me many years ago, took a chance on me. Same way with Sheriff Gullidge and now Sheriff Henson. As I've said in this interviews, that this Sheriff's Office means a lot to me. This community means a lot to me. I think anybody who knows me as Keith Thomas would tell you, hey, if they needed something night or day, that I'd be there for them. I love the community. I love being involved in it. And that's something that's has always been something I've always told them. If you need something night or day, and I truly meant it. And I truly appreciate the opportunity that's been afforded to me thus far.
Well, we appreciate the opportunity for you, very busy man, to take time to sit down and just share this with us. Congratulations.
Yes, sir.
It's amazing that we got you here. That is a great asset to Paulding County. Thank you, Keith, for taking time.
Thank you, sir.
We wish you well.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Folks, I know that you have to be proud of knowing that in Paulding County that we've got this individual right here that has achieved all of these things, and we're so proud of Keith. We're proud of our Sheriff Ashley Henson, and we just want to congratulate him from the bottom of our heart, and thank you for your dedication and your commitment to the community here in Paulding County. Now, folks, I want to share something with you. I know everybody is excited. Everybody worries about traffic. Everybody gets upset about traffic. And I know that there's 2 main highways in Paulding County that folks are really concerned about. First one, let's talk about Macklin Road. Now, Macklin Road, hey, it is 72% complete, and it is on tap. Now, please, remember, weather can impact this. There can be unforeseen hurdles and obstacles that will come up. But if things stay on track right now, by November of this year, the Macklin Road project will be complete from Dallas Highway, there at State Route 120, all the way to New Macklin Road in Cobb County. So I know you're excited about that. That is going to really help the commuters that are taking Macklin Road into Cobb County to and from each day. So stay tuned for that. We'll keep you updated, but that is great, great news. And the other project that's taking place is on 92. It's on the north end of the county from Old Burn Hickory all the way into Cobb County to Kyle Parkway or Highway 41. That is set to be open in February of 2026. I know you say, wow, John, that's a year away. But hey, progress is being made. These things, they don't happen quickly, and there's a lot goes on behind the scenes in these highway projects. But we just wanted to give you an update. Macklin Road, November 25, 92 on the north end, February 26. So stay tuned. We'll keep you updated, and I know you're excited about that, especially if you travel either one of those routes. So folks, that's a wrap for February. It's a short month, but it's jam-packed. And we thank you for joining us here at the Paulding Pulse. And we want to encourage you to follow us on Facebook. Want you to share that with your neighbors and your friends this video. Ask them to give us a like and to share it with their friends also. And hey, if you've got some topics that you would love to see us discuss, give us a call. We would love to hear from you. And between now and March, we want you to stay safe, stay warm, stay informed about what's taking place in Paulding County. But most of all, join us back here in March at the Pulse of the Action.